All right, we know I like to get started just a little bit early. We're live. We're live for our next day. Today is Sunday, day 19. So let's get into it. Let's get started. I want to keep it as short as I can, but we know I can talk. So I want to make sure that we are hitting the mark. Again, today is day 19, and we're going to talk about the thing besides the objection handling, right? That most people are uncomfortable with, most business owners. It's more uncomfortable than getting on camera, more uncomfortable than sending DMs, more uncomfortable than so much. And that's the price, right? Like how often do you get nervous when it comes to the pricing conversation? Drop the drop your price right now in the comments if you feel ready. If not, that's okay. Whatever you charge for your signature offer or your biggest product or what it is. I know that some people charge, and Janelle's on here. Janelle charges per thread count, I believe. What is it that you charge for that? Right now, post it in public. The group's small. The people are paying attention. They're not going to worry about it. In fact, they're going to cheer you on before I want to get into it before we say anything else. Every single one of these numbers represents real value that you deliver, that you as a person delivers to real clients on the regular. And I want to ask you something about yours. When you posted it, did you post it confidently? When you typed it, did you type it and you're like, yes, this is what I post. This is my value. Or did your stomach drop a little? Did you get a little bit of the butterflies? Because it can be nerve wracking and you want to make sure that you say it confidently. Because if you don't, your client doesn't or your prospect doesn't. Right now, your body language gives away your price long before you do, and if you believe in the pricing you've got. So if you said it with a little nervousness, they're going to say it with a little nervousness. So today's topic is commanding your price. You are going to command that price. There's the truth about pricing that nobody wants you to hear or wants you to say out loud. Or do say out loud, right? Most people are not undercharging because they do not know their worth. They undercharge because they're scared. They're scared to charge more because no one will say yes. They're scared that they're not established enough yet to charge the price that they want to. They're scared that someone will think they're being greedy or overconfident. Scared the price will be the thing that ends the conversation. Do you ever feel any of those? I know I have in the past, right? We've got to get over that fear because when you charge less than you should when you're afraid of all that, right? And then you work more than you need to, and then you end up exhausted, underpaid, and resentful for the very business that you're trying to create your freedom with. I want to talk about what it looks like across the board for each of you guys that are in the room. For a coach who's undercharging, it says, I'm still building my reputation, so you should start a little bit lower, or I do not have enough testimonials yet, and that's a little bit too much to charge when I don't have the testimonials to back it up. Or my clients cannot afford me more than this. And here's what I want you to hear. You do not build your reputation by charging less. You built it by delivering results. And your client's budget is not yours to decide. It's not yours to manage. You are excluding them or not serving them with the value that they are, and you're not valuing yourself to offer the pricing that you need to. And your client's budget is not your responsibility to manage. Your responsibility is to price your work at the value it delivers and let them decide if it's right for them. You're not for everybody, and if the pricing isn't right for them, they're not your ideal client, regardless of what you're thinking. For a service provider, undercharging often sounds like, I don't want to price myself out of the market. Who's been there? Or if I charge more, clients are just going to go somewhere cheaper. Or I feel bad charging that much for something that's so easy for me. And here's what I want you to hear. Easy for you isn't easy for everyone. Point blank, period. The fact that it feels easy means that you are extremely good at it, that your expertise has a price, that you have gone and walked through the paces. They're not just paying you for this moment, they're paying you for all the training that got you to this moment. And the clients who shop purely on price are almost never the client who value the work you do anyway. For someone who's a product creator, undercharging often sounds like, I do not want to seem like I'm overpricing my work, or I feel weird charging that much for something that's handmade, or people will not pay that much for this. And here's what I want you to think about, and here's what I want you to hear. Custom handmade work is not a commodity. I can't go to the local Walmart and pick that up, right? It's not mass produced. It's not available to everyone and everywhere. It's not at your local Bucky's. And the person who buys a custom piece from you is not buying a product. They're buying your time, your skill, your creativity, and something that exists nowhere else in the world and is often personalized just for them. That's not a $10 product. Regardless of what you think, that's not a $10 product. You got to price it accordingly. For the person that deals with energy, undercharging often sounds like I'm helping, we'll use moms, I'm helping moms and they're stretched financially, or I feel guilty charging a lot for something that is about well being, or I don't have a formal certification. There's a lot of people that don't, but you're walking the walk that you've already walked. So, anyways, I do not have a formal certification, so I should not charge too much. And here's what I want you to. You're not charging for your time, you're charging for your transformation. A mom who finally feels like herself again. A mom who shows up differently for her kids. A mom who rediscovers her purpose, which is huge, right? And rediscovers her energy. What's that worth to them? What is it worth to whomever you're trying to serve? The worth is significantly more than what you're probably charging. Here's another thing I want you to think about with pricing that people don't talk about a lot. I mean, you do hear it, and a lot of times in coaching we talk about it. When you undercharge, you attract the wrong client. Clients who don't value your work, clients who nickel and dime you, clients who do not show up fully or show up at all sometimes, and then they want their money back because they did not invest in themselves fully and they didn't invest in your program or your item fully. When you charge what you're worth, you attract the right people who are serious about what you have to offer. People who are going to show up, people who do the work, and they get the results that you want. Your price is the filter. I want you to use it wisely. We're going to do a 10-time exercise today because that's going to be move 4, but we're going to go over it a little bit what we're going to do. You're going to start saying your price out loud 10 times without apologizing, and I want you to understand why. And then I want you to record it. Most people have a physical reaction to how they say their pricing out loud. Their voice drops, they add the word but, they immediately offer a payment plan before anyone asks. They apologize for it. They frame it only as if they are minimizing it before the other person has a chance to react. Your job is just to say it out and let it hang. They're going to tell you. They're going to come up with the objections if they're going to come up with the objections. But if you've done your job, they're just going to say, where my credit card? An example for me is my unmissable method is a $9.97 program. And what it does is blank. You didn't hear my voice change. You didn't see anything change. My Operation Six Figure sorry, blonde moment. My Operation Six Figure Systems is a 597 program, and it's there to give you value, grow. We can go on. I didn't, other than the blonde moment at the beginning, I don't balk at the price. It took me a long time and a lot of practice to do it. But if you heard me, I just did it twice, right? Like you just got to keep it on repeat. Start with your signature offer or your signature item, and then you work out from there. You don't want to apologize for it before they've even reacted because you are putting your hands in their pocketbook rather than them telling you that they can't afford it. Most of the time, when you've sold the value, they're like, where do I sign? Where do I drop my credit card? So when you practice that 10 times, it trains your nervous system to be okay with the number. You don't get nervous when you say it. It makes it feel normal. Your mouth feels normal. Your head feels normal. Your body feels normal. And when it feels normal in your mouth, it sounds confident to the person that you are talking to, whether it's visually or it's on the phone. Do you guys do the phone like this or do you do the phone like this? Okay. Anyway, I digress. I want you to know what you're doing with your body when your voice says your price, when you say it out loud. I want to think about it. I want you to go through it. I want you to work through it. What do you do with your body and your voice when you say your price out loud on a call? I want you to be honest. Do you flinch? Do you apologize? Or do you rush past it? Do you? I want you to drop that in a comment if you feel comfortable. Do you flinch? Do you apologize? Or do you rush right by it? These are things we've got to know so that we can overcome that, because that's an internal objection, right? Today we're going to practice something different. We got our 4 moves. Who's ready for the 4 moves? All right, move 1. We're going to review our current pricing as it is right now. Ooh, I skirted right past it. There we go. Does your current pricing reflect the value you actually deliver? Not the value you think people are going to pay for it, the value you actually deliver. Be honest. If someone got the results you promised, would they look back and say, what I paid for was totally worth it? It's worth every single penny. If the answer is yes, your pricing is right. If there's any hesitation, we need to move it. We need to move it up or down. We also have to take into account who the person is, because remember, we didn't always attract the people that were the right one for our program. All right, we're going to do a raise the pricing exercise. Are you ready for move 2? All right, move 2, we are going to take our pricing, our current pricing, and we're going to 10% it. 10% it. So for a lot of you guys, if you're around $1,000, that's going to be $100 up, right? $100 bump. If you're at a $40 offer, for those that are product based, we're going to make sure that we're doing that. If the price doesn't feel right, if it feels like it's too much, I want you to think about what you could do as a little bit of an add-in, an extra bonus, a resource. I know a lot of us have a lot of resources lying around. Can you give them one of the resources you have that's going to add value to what it is you're going to do with them? Give them a faster turnaround if you're a product producer or a someone who is in a different space. And then a personalized element, right? If you product producer could be an extra personalized like initial or something. Something that makes the investment feel even more worth it. It's the biggest deal there. I want you to rewrite your offers for move 3. You're going to rewrite it with the new price. Make sure that that is consistent everywhere, from your website to your DMs, to your guideposts, to your social media, to your everything. We want to make sure that we are talking about the current pricing structure and the current offer. So I want you to recognize that I don't often put my pricing out. If it's a $50 or less program, sometimes I will. But most of the time, I put my free offers out there and I offer value out there in the public, in the ether. And then I have the sales conversations actually in the DMs and on sales calls. And the reason for that is that I don't have to adjust my pricing. Now, there's that. But also, I just want to give value. Value is important. That's one of the reasons we're doing this challenge, right? We want to give value in public, and then we can have the conversations in private. So outdating pricing can create a trust issue. So if you have visible pricing, I want you to make sure that you are adjusting that pricing outwardly. Make sure it's consistent. Move 4, we already know what that is. Say it 10 times. I want you to say it 10 times right now in your head. Then I want you to say it out loud. Then I want you to say it in a room by yourself if you need to. And then I want you to say it in a voice message, and I want you to drop that in the DM to me and my team, and we will listen to it. And I am so excited to hear what you guys are pricing yourself. I want you to say it without adding but. I want you to say it without apologizing. I want you to say it like you mean it. Then record that voice note. If you need to, record multiple. I don't care if you send me 50. I really don't. I want to hear you get confident in what you're doing. Then I want you to also take a video. Sorry, guys. Take a video. You don't have to send that one to me. I want you to look at how you're saying it when you're saying it, so that you make sure that you are not balking or being nervous or doing the things that you're afraid you're doing, right? The more we know what we're doing, the better we are, and the more we can change it. All right, that's accountability for today. When I get that in the DM, I know you've gotten it done. If you're uncomfortable to do it, that's fine. That's fine. You got to practice it though, because how can you offer it if you're afraid to even do it really quickly? So personal page move, are you guys ready for it? You're going to post, what is something you invested in that was worth every single penny? What is something you invested in that was worth every single penny? I'm going to go post it on mine and see what we get for results. It's hard on the weekends because people aren't always on. Or if they are, they're just a different kind of scroll for the weekend than when you're trying to get through your weekday. So this post invites everybody in your network to have a conversation with you. And what I like about it is when we start having people having conversations and you're going to respond to comments that come in onto your thread, you are going to start seeing your algorithm rise. And the more you give value back, the more people think of you immediately when they want what you have to offer. All right, you guys know where the worksheet is. It's underneath this video. Oh, my notes is being funky today. All right. Here's what I need you to walk away with. Pricing isn't the problem. Your price is not the problem. Your confidence in your price actually is the problem, right? Confidence comes from practice, not from permission. I can permit you to charge $1 million if you want, right? I can give you the permission to do that. And you could charge somebody that if you have the confidence that goes along with that. Plus, you need a little bit of the other stuff. But as a whole, if you are confident that you could sell somebody a $10,000 program, you go for it. I know you can. You know you can. You just have to go through the paces to get yourself comfortable and confident to say it. Raise your price if you feel that you're undercharging once you start doing the exercise. And if you feel like you're charging enough, but you're still not transitioning what you need to, add a little bit of the bonus in there. You can add the bonus in, like we said, a freebie that you've already got in your possession. Don't come up with something new. You've got enough freebies out there. We all do. Put that in there. Rewrite your offer, say the price 10 times, and drop the voice note in my DMs, and I will get back with you on it. Next time you're on a call and someone asks what the investment is, you're going to say your number clearly, confidently, and directly without flinching because you've practiced it. You've gone through the motions, and it's going to feel completely different than it ever has before. All right, let's Operation Get Paid. You're going to command your price, and let's get you paid.